So the Les Paul is probably the most iconic guitar of all time. Arguably the Strat's up there as well, and you can debate about that until the cows come home. But for me, it's always been the Les Paul. It's been my favourite shape. It's been the one that's inspired me the most when I see my favourite players, the likes of Tommy Thayer, Ace Frehley, Slash, Jimmy Page, all these amazing players playing the Les Paul. And for a long time, I've owned Epiphone Les Paul, so I've got the Tommy Thayer signature models that I absolutely love. But I needed that guitar that was my instrument. I've always loved Goldtop Les Pauls. I nearly bought one of these last year. In fact, this is the Epiphone Standard 50s model in metallic gold or gold top. But instead, I had to pounce on the deal for that Tommy Thayer, Hughes and Kettner that you can see on my channel that you've seen over the past year, because it was such an insane deal. So I went for that instead. But I've finally got around to buying one of these, and I am so happy I did, because this thing feels and sounds awesome. And we're going to get into a bit more of that as the video goes on. There's something just so special about a Les Paul, about the way that it resonates, about how fat it sounds. That bridge position is probably on every rock album ever, is it not, of a Les Paul? And there's just something so special, it's almost indescribable about how these things feel, about how these things sound, and certainly the way that this thing looks. I mean, this awesome gold top finish, and then obviously this nice back as well. It feels amazing to hold. So if we get into some of the specs of the Les Paul, it's about as close as you can possibly get to a 50s standard Les Paul without having to spend thousands and thousands of pounds. It's all specced out to be like a 50s Les Paul, so we've got a mahogany body and maple cap. There's no weight relief, so it feels really nice and heavy. Then we've got two Epiphone Burst Booker Pro pickups, which sound a lot better than I thought they would. They're Alnico pickups. They've got that nice bite to them, but they're not quite as powerful as maybe the Seymour Duncan JBs that I've got on my other guitars. They're probably my favourite pickups, but these are really nice. They give that slightly less output, and it gives you a bit more of a softer tone. Maybe for like driving those less gainy riffs, that sort of thing. It's really good for that. We've got CTS pots that give that nice roll-off volume and tone, nice and steady. Then we've got a tough switch as well. Let me just roll off that volume, so it's like, there we go. It's a nice tough switch. It's not loose, it's not flapping about. It's really good build quality. And then if we go to the top, we've got I'm going to try and angle that there. We've got nice vintage style tuners, like on the old Gibsons, and if you can see on the top there, that headstock is much closer to the Gibson shape, which everybody's really happy about. And we've also got that properly inlaid pearl Epiphone logo at the top in the Gibson font, which is really cool. 22 frets, obviously as standard on a Les Paul, and these nice trapezoid pearl inlays, which are absolutely awesome. This neck also feels great. It's a nice fat neck as per the 50s. They also obviously released the 60s standards as well for Epiphone, which are obviously spec'd on the 60s Les Pauls, and the necks are much slimmer as per the 60s, but the 50s ones are nice and fat, and that's kind of what I prefer. You really get that nice fat feel, you get that resonance from the neck, but also obviously I've kind of got reasonably big hands, so it's great for me with that bigger neck. It's really comfortable. So you've probably already had enough of me talking through the specs, so let's just get straight into some tones. We're going to go for a clean tone to start with on the bridge pickup, and then I'll flick through the middle of the neck. We'll just noodle around a bit, and then you can see how this sounds. Just also to let you know, I'm going through the Tommy Thayer Hughes and Kettner Duotone head, which is just behind me. You can kind of see there. That's running through. I'm going to use the Shure SM57 mic to capture that, and then that's going straight into Logic. So yeah, this thing plays and sounds so great. I mean, I haven't done anything to it since taking it out of the box. I've literally just tuned it down to half step down, which is what I prefer. It actually came pretty well tuned in standard, just like the G string slightly out of tune as you might expect. But in terms of setup, this has come out really well. Maybe the action needs coming up just a tiny bit just to prevent a little bit of fret buzz, but apart from that, the setup is brilliant. Like, cannot fault it at all. Like I said, I've done nothing to it since coming out of the box, so you're hearing it out of the box basically. So yeah, I basically wouldn't do anything really to change this guitar. In the future I might change out the pickups, so maybe some Gibson pickups or something like that. Haven't really decided yet, but to be honest, these Epiphone Pro Bookers do sound really good. And in terms of value for money, at only £550 in the UK, which is what I got it for on offer at Anderton's. Best guitar store in the world, by the way, best music store. Definitely shop at Anderton's, certainly if you're in the UK. This guitar is about the best value for money you can get for me. This feels absolutely insane, and I've played Gibson 50 standard Les Pauls before. Obviously I haven't owned one, I don't have that kind of money, but I've played them before and this feels really close to them. I am super happy with this guitar, and if you're in the market for a Les Paul, I'd definitely consider getting one of these, certainly if you're into that 50s style of Les Paul. If you want the 60s one, they've got that 60s standard range as well. It's worth checking out. But obviously this comes in this gold top finish, which I had to get because I love gold top Les Pauls and I'm finally so happy to own one. But they also do it in like a sort of heritage cherry sort of one, and then also like a vintage burst, which is like a tobacco. So there's 3 awesome colours there you can pick from. So if you're in the market for Les Paul, 100% recommend looking down this route, especially if you're on a budget like I was. I'm so happy to have a Les Paul like this one that I can call kind of like my guitar as well. Like I said earlier, those signature models, I absolutely love them, and they will stay in my collection like forever. But this one feels like my guitar now and my Les Paul, and I'm so happy to have it. So with all that said, there's only one thing left to do. So don't take this the wrong way. This isn't me saying that all Les Pauls are better without the scratch plate, but certain ones are. I mean, definitely this. This looks so much better without the pick guard on it. Nice, simple gold top finish. It looks so cool. Yeah, it had to come off. This is probably going to be my new #1 guitar now for my original release stuff. I'm so happy with it. So like I've said already, the Epiphone Tommy Thayer signatures are my absolute favourite guitars, and they will be staying around like 100%. You'll see them on the channel loads, but this is going to be my new guitar, my #1 guitar for all my original release stuff, because this, like, it just feels like mine. I feel at home playing it. Such a nice fat neck, a great tone. It just feels like it's mine. So This is definitely going to be featured on all my original release stuff, 100%. So that brings us to the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd really appreciate a like on the video and subscribing to my channel so that you don't miss any of my content at all. I've also got my Instagram link in the description and the bio. So if you'd like to head over there, check that out. I post all sorts of reels, short form content, nice little posts. So if you'd like to, head over there and support the channel on 2 different platforms. And once again, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.